Have you ever felt helpless in the face of criticism? Or found yourself drowning in jealousy and unable to find peace in the chaos of life? Have you ever wondered, how can I live a life where nothing can hurt my soul? Imagine you are a towering mountain. No matter how strong the wind blows, you remain steadfast, unshaken. Life can be like the wind, sometimes fierce, sometimes gentle, but the most important thing is that you can maintain your inner peace. And the amazing thing is, Buddhism has provided principles to help you do just that. In today's video, we will explore 5 profound principles from the Buddhist teachings that will change the way you see the world, people, and yourself. Let these lessons guide you to live a life of freedom, stability, and undisturbed by anything outside. Let's begin this journey together. Principle 1. Dealing with insults. Be a calm lake. In life, no one can avoid facing criticism, insults, or hurtful actions from others. But Buddhism teaches that these things only hurt you if you allow them to. As the Buddha once said, holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal, hoping to throw it at someone else. But you are the one who gets burned. Insults have no intrinsic power. They are just sound vibrations, inanimate words. Their power depends on whether you accept and internalize them. When you learn to let your mind be like a calm lake, the rocks of insults will only create temporary ripples, then disappear. One day, the Buddha and his disciples were passing through a village. The villagers, misunderstanding each other, shouted and cursed at the Buddha, while the disciples were angry and wanted to react. Buddha just smiled and continued walking. As they left the village, one disciple asked, "Venerable Sir, why did you not react to that insult?" The Buddha replied, "If someone offers you a gift and you do not accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The disciple replied, "It belongs to the giver." The Buddha smiled, "In the same way, I do not accept their insults. They belong to them, not to me." This story teaches that if we do not accept insults, they will not affect us. What matters is how we react, not what others do. I was in a similar situation at work. A colleague misunderstood and criticized me in front of the whole group, which made me very upset. But instead of reacting right away, I decided to stay quiet, take a deep breath, and ask myself, do those words really reflect who I am? After calming down, I realized that the insult was coming from the other person's negative emotions, not my fault. Not only did staying calm help me stay professional, it also improved my relationship with that coworker. When I chose to confront with empathy instead of judgment, all misunderstandings were resolved peacefully. When you are offended, stop and ask yourself, do these words really reflect me? Or is it the other person's problem? Before reacting, take a few deep breaths. This will help you regain your composure. Imagine you are standing by a river, and all the insults are just leaves floating by. They don't belong to you, and you don't need to hold on to them. Practice meditation. Spend at least 10 minutes a day meditating. This helps your mind become strong and not be shaken by external circumstances. Keep an emotional journal. When you feel offended, write down what you feel, but don't let it control your actions. Practice compassion. Try to think that the person who offended you may be carrying a lot of pain inside. This helps you not to be affected by their negativity. When you are faced with insults, remember that you are always in control. Don't let others control your emotions. Be like a calm lake. It will have temporary ripples and then return to calm. This way, you will not only protect your soul but also spread peace to everyone around you. Principle 2. Learn from everyone. The world is a classroom. Buddhism teaches that everyone you meet in life has something to teach you, whether they bring joy or challenge. This perspective not only helps us overcome difficulties, but also opens up opportunities for growth and understanding. When you see people as teachers, you are less affected by negativity and maintain a positive attitude. Buddha once said, "When you take care of yourself, you take care of others. When you take care of others, you take care of yourself." An ancient king, despite his wealth and power, was always unhappy. One day, he decided to travel among the common people to learn the true meaning of happiness. On his journey, he met a poor but always smiling farmer. When asked for the secret to happiness, the farmer replied, "I am grateful for my hands to work, my feet to walk, and my family to love." The king realized that sometimes the seemingly small things contain great lessons. "I once worked with someone who had a negative attitude and was constantly criticizing. First, I felt annoyed, but instead of seeing it as a bad thing, I told myself, this person is teaching me patience and how to stay calm. Over time, I not only improved my attitude but also helped my coworker see his problem. Accept people. Every person in your life has a purpose. See them as pieces of the bigger picture. Find the lesson in every situation. When faced with a difficult situation, instead of asking, why me? Ask, what can I learn from this? Turn challenges into opportunities. Face the negative by looking for the positive in it. Daily lesson record. Every night, write down one thing you learned from someone else. Practice listening. When communicating, pay attention to listening to understand rather than reacting. Take time to say thank you instead of blaming people who upset you. Thank them for bringing valuable lessons. The world is a big classroom, and everyone around you is a teacher. Open your heart, learn from them, and you will become more mature and stronger. Principle 3. Turn envy into motivation. Learn from others' success. In Buddhism, envy is considered a negative emotion that disturbs your inner peace. Instead of comparing or feeling inferior, use the success of others as inspiration to develop yourself. The Buddha once said, "Do not envy the good qualities of others, but admire and master them." This saying encourages us to learn and turn admiration into concrete actions. Once, 2 students of a Zen master came to ask for advice. The first student felt dissatisfied because his friend was always praised. The teacher smiled and told a story. In the forest, there was a lion and a deer. The lion was strong, agile, and always in the lead. But the deer, although not as strong, learned to run faster, find a better way to survive. Both have their own value. You can learn from others without having to compare or be jealous. The student realized that, instead of being jealous, he should learn from his friend. "I used to see my friends succeed and feel left behind. But instead of wallowing in that feeling, I decided to learn from them how they managed their time, how they communicated, and how they maintained their perseverance. This not only helped me improve but also built better relationships with those around me." Focus on yourself. The success of others does not diminish your worth. Focus on improving yourself. Learn and act instead of being jealous. Ask, what did they do to achieve this? What can I learn from them? Change your mindset. See other people's success as motivation, not a challenge. Make an admiration list. Write down 3 people you admire and the traits you want to learn from them. Start with one thing. Learn a skill or habit from successful people and apply it to your life. Practice gratitude. Thank successful people who inspire you, even if they don't know it. Envy can weaken the soul, but admiration and learning lift you up. Turn envy into motivation, and you'll go further on your journey. Principle 4. Self-discipline. Tolerance for others. Buddhism advises us to be strict with ourselves, but to practice tolerance and compassion toward others. The Buddha once said, "You, like everyone else in the universe, deserve your own love and compassion." This reminds us that personal growth should not come with judgment or criticism of others. Self-discipline makes you stronger and more confident, but tolerance for others helps you build harmonious and meaningful relationships. Once, a disciple came to ask a Zen master, "Master, how can I achieve enlightenment faster?" The master replied, "Meditate for 4 hours a day." The disciple wondered, "What if I meditate for 8 hours a day?" The master replied, "Then it will take you 2 years instead of 1 year." This story shows that discipline is not about pushing yourself to the point of exhaustion, but about maintaining balance. At the same time, the Zen master also reminds that everyone has their own rhythm on the path of development. I used to set goals that were too big for myself, and then felt disappointed when I didn't achieve them. But when I learned to adjust my goals appropriately and focus on small steps, I not only achieved better results but also avoided feeling exhausted. At the same time, I realized that instead of expecting others to be like me, I needed to learn to empathize with their circumstances. Set high standards for yourself. Discipline is not only a tool to achieve goals, but also helps you develop self-esteem. Understand the circumstances of others. Remember that everyone has their own journey. No two are the same. Avoid comparisons. Discipline yourself, but don't force others to follow your standards. Make a realistic plan. Set daily goals and track your progress without putting too much pressure on yourself. Practice tolerance. Whenever you see someone making a mistake, try to put yourself in their shoes to understand why. Reminder: write down an encouraging statement like, "Every small step is progress." Discipline helps you become the best version of yourself, while tolerance helps you be in harmony with the world around you. When you find a balance between the two, you will achieve personal growth and deep relationships. The 5 Buddhist principles we have just explored are not only philosophical lessons, but also a guide for you to build a peaceful and meaningful life. When you practice these principles, you will learn to face difficulties with equanimity, build relationships based on compassion and empathy, find joy in simple things, let go of unnecessary expectations, and enjoy freedom. Remember, true peace does not come from the outside world, but from how you perceive and respond to it. As the Buddha said, "Be a light unto yourself." This journey is your own, and you decide where your light will shine. Which principle will you start applying today? Which of these 5 principles do you find most inspiring? If you find this video useful, please like, subscribe to slow down, and share to spread valuable lessons to more people. See you in the next videos.